Hello everybody, welcome to Module 2 of the Leveling Up program in the Bit by Bit series. This is just going to be a short little demonstration of the way in which a high-level language like C++ is converted to assembly code and then further converted to binary code for the machine to run. So the first step is to go to this website right here in the module, godbolt.org. When you open this up, you're going to see a privacy policy. You can go ahead and click out of that. And then you're going to see two panes, one on the left, one on the right. Now, this side over here on the left is a high-level language, and this little box right here tells you what language we're in. So it's defaulted to C++, so we're going to stay in that. Now on the right is the assembly language for this function. So if you look, this function is taking in a number and just returning the square of the number. It's multiplying it by itself. For that code, this is the assembly language conversion, and then this assembly would further be converted to binary. Now you can already see that the assembly language is not easy to read, and that's why as humans we quickly realized that we needed to find better alternatives, which is something we talked about in the booklets. Now let's go back to the module over here and enter in this code. So just go ahead and copy and paste this code into this area. It's going to say compiling for a little bit, and then it's going to show you the assembly conversion. Now, before we get into that, let's just take a look at the high-level code we copied and pasted. So what we can see is we start out with an enter an integer prompt, and then we enter that number, and that's saved into original number. And then we're going to actually output the reverse number. We're not going to get into the details of how this loop works just yet, but the fundamentals are this will take a number like 123 and return a number like 321. So if we look through, we can see how much assembly code there is for only about 13 lines of code in our actual program. You can see that there is lots of different instructions, there's lots of different points that the code needs to understand, and you can also take a look at some of the more important commands because those can be useful and they may come in handy in the future. So one command is move. Move is a very, very important part of assembly. What it does is it moves the value stored in one location to another. Then we have jump if equals, which is testing if two values are the same, and then it jumps to another direction if they are the same, otherwise it continues. We also have something called add, where we add one value to the other. And we also have call. A call is basically calling a procedure. So some of the built-in functions in C++, like entering input or printing an output, are library functions, and so they're called in assembly code. So hopefully this demonstration shows you that assembly code is not very useful for actual coders, but it is useful to understand what is going on with our high-level code and what happens when we try to compile it and run it on our machine. Thanks for watching.